March 12, 2026, serves as a profound, energetic hinge point in the annual cycle, as the sun completes its journey through the diffuse, introspective waters of Pisces, and Venus blazes a trail through the pioneering fire of Aries. The human experience is currently caught in a powerful dialectic, the urge to dissolve what is old, to manifest what is new. This date is not merely a mark on a calendar. It is a critical bridge where the momentum of the future collides with the necessity of the past. To navigate this period with wisdom, one must understand the complex interplay between celestial movements and traditional calendar taboos. The celestial tug-of-war Pisces and Aries. The current astrological climate is defined by a significant contrast in elemental forces. The sun remains in Pisces, the final sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the house of the subconscious, the collective unconscious, and the dissolution of boundaries. It is the cosmic equivalent of an ending, the phase where one must return to the primordial soup, shed the ego, and surrender what has been outgrown. It is a time for healing, introspection, and the quiet clearing of internal clutter. Contrasting this is Venus, the planet of values, money, relationships, and aesthetics, which has recently transited into Aries. Aries is the first sign, the spark of existence, and the archetype of the pioneer. It demands immediate action, clear boundaries, and decisive choices. The tension felt during this time, the pull between wanting to rush forward and the nagging need to hold back, is the direct result of these two forces operating simultaneously. While Venus in Aries whispers that the time for self-assertion is now, the sun in Pisces reminds us that the foundation is not yet fully swept clean. To rush into the Aries fire without finishing the Pisces release is to risk carrying the ashes of the old year into the new. The calendar architecture, the Yaburu and Getsu-ha impact in the wisdom of ancient Eastern calendars and Feng Shui. March 12 is identified as a day of specific energetic volatility, marked by the Yaburu destruction and Getsu-ha moonbreaker labels. These are not designations to be feared, but rather technical labels for the quality of the ambient energy. The dynamics of destruction. The Yaburu destruction label signifies a time when the prevailing energy is geared toward unraveling existing structures. In traditional practice, this is a day where the 12 directs a system of timing based on the rotation of energies are at their most forceful regarding breaking down barriers. When energy is focused on destruction, any attempt to build, such as signing binding contracts, initiating new business partnerships, or moving into a new residence, is often met with resistance. It is as if the universe is demanding that the ground be cleared before a new foundation can be laid. The moonbreaker phenomenon. The Getsu-ha moonbreaker designation occurs when the zodiac sign of the day clashes violently with the zodiac sign of the month. This clash creates a turbulence in the atmosphere. On a practical level, this manifests as scattered attention, a higher propensity for careless mistakes, and a sudden influx of minor irritants that disrupt one's workflow. In the context of 2026, where the year demands intentionality, March 12 represents a moment where the noise in the collective consciousness is turned up high. The strategic application, mastery through release. To view March 12 as a bad day is to misunderstand the nature of time. There is no such thing as an objectively bad day. There is only the misalignment of intent with the flow of the moment. If the universe provides a day of destruction, the master of their own fortune does not try to build a castle. They use that day to tear down the walls that were never meant to stand. First, the art of shredding and ending. Use the energy of this date to perform a deliberate cull. Physical documents that represent outdated obligations, subscriptions that drain financial resources without providing value, and digital clutter that hinders mental efficiency should all be subject to the shredder today. By consciously destroying these remnants, one creates a vacuum, a necessary space for the Aries energy to fill when the timing is finally auspicious. Second, radical cleaning and destagnation. Venus in Aries demands that your environment reflect your authentic, evolving self. If you have been holding on to mental habits, stagnant projects, or physical items that do not align with your true desires, treat March 12th as a cleanup crew. The act of discarding is a sacred ritual on a destruction day. When you clear the space, you are not losing, you are preparing to win. Third, closing loops. Unfinished business is the greatest thief of current momentum. If there is a conversation you have been avoiding, a resolution that needs to be reached, or a boundary that needs to be set, today provides the energetic edge required to do so. The destruction energy is perfect for cutting the cords that bind you to unproductive loops. Finish what needs to be finished so that you do not have to drag the weight of the unfinished into the coming spring equinox. IV. Refinement. The preparation for launch. Venus in Aries is a powerful engine of desire. It is natural to feel a massive, almost uncontrollable urge to jump into something new. However, the wise soul understands that momentum is useless without direction. The power of the pause. The Aries impulse is to act reflexively. But if one acts reflexively on a Yaburu day, they are likely to build on unstable ground. Use this date as a high-level briefing period. Instead of executing, refine. Write down the desires that the Venus in Aries transition has brought to the surface. Polish the ideas. Review the facts. Challenge your assumptions. By spending the day in preparation, you are not waiting. You are calibrating. When the calendar shifts into a more stable frequency, you will be able to launch your plans with a force and clarity that those who acted impulsively today will lack. The friction you avoid by waiting is the fuel you will use to accelerate later. Walking into the cosmic new year, we are exactly 1 week away from the spring equinox, the true cosmic new year in the Western astrological tradition. This is the moment when the sun crosses the threshold into Aries, beginning the cycle of life anew. The weight of the past year, the habits, the people-pleasing, the vague commitments, the unfinished business is heavy. March 12th is the designated time to shed this weight. By aligning with the energy of release, one can enter the spring equinox with a sense of lightness and clarity that is physically and mentally transformative. The path to success is rarely a straight line of constant expansion. It is a rhythm of expansion and contraction, of building and releasing. March 12th is the contraction, the deep breath before the sprint. Treat this day with the respect it deserves. Do not fight the current. Use the destructive force of the calendar to shatter the limitations of your own past, and prepare to walk into the future with the